Hello YouTube, this is Sinkay 101 and today we're on our fourth section of the tutorial series where today we're going to get into some more advanced procedures of things, I guess you could say. I'm going to show you some importing, exporting of resources. We're going to get into a little bit more advanced eventing and we're going to go over some of that event stuff and the purposes of it, okay? So, like I said in a previous tutorial, you may not have this, but I'm going to use it because I do. You may have to open it a different way, but yeah, so I'm going to open up our YouTube tutorial series here. Excuse me. And we're here. Okay, so I should probably give a heads up again for those of you who are just now jumping in. If you are, you should probably go back to the first tutorial series video if you want to know some things about this. Like I am using the Steam edition. If you are not, there may be a few variations between mine and your versions because I don't know exactly what the non-Steam edition has. Okay, so like for instance that manage projects button, I don't know if you'll have that, and also this next button we're about to get into. Okay. So first things first, we're getting to importing and exporting of resources. First things first, this button is your best friend when it comes to this. Resource Manager. You could import them and export them a different method, which I will show you in a minute, but it's not recommended usually because this one's it's stable. God, excuse me. I don't know why I'm doing this much today. Okay. So this right here is the importing and exporting window, aka Resource Manager. Maybe I should have said that the other way around, but okay. You can clearly see these buttons. Import obviously imports, export will obviously export anything you have. Preview, it'll let you preview whatever it is, given it is something like music. You can't preview here. If you want to preview music, you go to that button right there. Excuse me. And then delete deletes the resource. It won't work on the default RTP. You can only do it to imported stuff. Now this is the button I was talking about. I don't know exactly if this button is here for the non-Steam version. May or may not be if you purchase DLC. Oh, I guess it is only through Steam because it says here opens DLC folder when DLC purchased through Steam is located. So if you don't have Steam, I'm assuming your DLC you probably had instructions on how to import that. If not, I will try and look it up and throw it in the next series. But I'm pretty sure it's the same method. Like you probably get it and it probably just downloads to a folder. You probably import the resources there, I'm assuming. So those using the Steam version, if you got any DLC, this is where you get it from. You click that, takes you to all your DLCs. I'm assuming this is what it looks like for the non-Steam version too, except for it's not located in your Steam folders. It's located probably in a DLC folder or something that you downloaded. I'm not sure. But yeah, these are all your resources, okay? So we're going to start off easy by importing some basic DLC resources before we get into the more advanced finding and stuff, things like that. Okay. So let's import. Oh, we already had a character imported. What was that? Oh yeah, that was our custom-made character. So we can delete that. That means custom. It's got a red dot, custom, and that means RTP. Okay, so let's import some DLC characters. Let's get some, I don't know. Let's just do a test. We're gonna do rural farm tiles and characters. They separate these, by the way, just so you know. You'll know where they go. Like the characters goes in characters, face goes to faces. Sample game is not an import. System goes in your system folder. Tiles your tiles, and an extra there's usually something here, windows, things like that. Okay, so we're going to import a little bit of everything here to get you some help. So let's say maybe you're going to make a farming minigame or something. That's where these tiles in particular are going to go in. We're going to do that. We're going to make a little farming minigame here over time, starting with the importing and exporting of resources. So to select all of your characters here, I mean, it doesn't matter. They're all supposed to be characters, so they will all work in the character section, okay? And this is why I suggest you use the resource manager. If you don't get this, if you import a resource by itself into the folder, it sometimes does. I've seen it do it sometimes for some reason. I don't know why it doesn't all the time though. It will Actually, I don't think characters for tiles has to do it automatically. These tiles need to be transparent right here. If you don't, they're white, so it's telling me to do that. What you want to do is, I usually just left and right click both. And, yeah. Now you hit OK. And you do that for all of these. Just select the, you know, you don't have to, it's already white. Set it. And, yeah. You do that, it's safe, because then when you actually look at it, let's see, what were we doing? I think it might have been that one. No. Well, you get this. If you cut out the transparent parts that you should, you'll get that effect. It's transparent. Okay? And as you can see, we have a bunch of custom resources in the characters now. Alright, let's get some faces. Faces. Yep. Those look kind of like icons, but they're supposed to go in faces apparently. System. Let's get some system files. And tile sets. Tile sets. And where's the transparent? There's none there really. So let's just clear. Clear. Any transparencies there? Nope. There we go. And we have some imported stuff. And now that's no, we don't want that right now. Okay. So now we have our farming stuff here. Now how do we use it? Same way you'd use any other resource. You just go in here and it's like any other resource you would use. The characters are obviously a bit bigger. Okay. Well, that's just an example of the resource importing. Now, the other method I was talking about, I am going to show you right now. Excuse me. Let's say you had this resource right here, this character. Actually, you know what? We're not going to do it with characters. I would not recommend doing this with characters. If you're doing something easy, like let's say you wanted to get some music. Excuse me. I'm trying to do this here. I'm getting a little confused with myself. Right here. Okay, so say you're wanting to get some music. Okay, I'm just going to do that. Well, now we go in here and we would put that down, and then we're going to duplicate this window. How do we do that? How do we do that? Okay. Well, the other way you can import, if you're downloading from the internet or something, you can go to your RPG Maker VXAs folder in your documents, find your game, go to graphics if it's a graphic. Sometimes you can import graphics, but I usually don't. I do it that way. But with audio, it's fine. BGM. And let's say we want all these. Well, let's just copy and paste them in there. And that is method number 2 of importing, and they will all be there and work. Yep. Okay. Now, I'm gonna try, I don't know exactly how this is gonna work out for certain purposes. Copyright, I don't know if showing websites is anything against that, but if you guys are wondering, let's see, where can you get resources and such? Well, there's a couple different places. Depending on what you want. If you go in Google, like I'll do an example. If you go to Google and you just were to Google RPG Maker VX Ace resources, then you'll get some different things like this. Like this one's a good one, Granny's List. Come here and you just get all kinds of resources. Okay, let's say we want portraits, and we want that. There we go. You can just get the resources, whatever. Let's do an example here. Beware when doing this. Always read the notice on it. Some of these things, like these, they're not always free to use. Some of them may want credit. You got to give them credit and stuff for it. So see, do not copy them without permission. So you always want to credit who contributed to it and stuff like that. If you're going to try to make a commercial game, always get permission first, things like that. I will not be held for any of that by telling you guys this information. Okay, so let's say that one's not going to work very well for us, is it? You know what? Let's go back and get animal sprites. That would fit well for the farming game. Let's say we wanted, what's this? Yeah, we want a bunny guy. We want a bunny guy. Well, then we'll save the image as, no, whoops, that's my other game. Save the image in our graphics folder like this, and I'll give you an example of what happens when you try to do this. Let's call it Bunny Man. Alright, we got Bunny Man. And let's say we were going to use Bunny Man. Where's Bunny Man? Right there. Well, you see there is one flaw. This it did import. See, it sometimes takes out the background for you, not always though, so beware of that. But why did it do this? Well, first of all, when you're making a single tile set, you see how most of these have multiple? I probably should have said this ahead of time. If you're using a single character tile, like this, where it's one character, what you'll want to do is go into your game files and go to your game. Now, I think it's one that I'm going for here. If you guys know what this is I'm about to do, then you probably already know. Yeah, okay. So you probably do know. Let's find our Bunny Man. Bunny Man. When it's one character, you should always do this. Put a $sign in front of him, because it needs to. That tells the game he's one character by himself. He's not a big tile set or a big section of characters. Let's find Bunny Man again. Where did Bunny Man go? Bunny Man. Whoops, we didn't want to do that. See, now we got that, and he's working. Great. Okay, but we don't want that. We want to leave that alone. Okay. So there we go. We got Bunny Man imported. I've shown you all that. That's importing and exporting. Now we're gonna get into some more advanced things, like the more advanced eventing. Okay, so what is more advanced eventing? Okay, well, this kind of eventing, we're gonna set up a little scene here. Did we already do a scene? Yeah, we did. Okay. So we're gonna set up a scene that will occur when you try to go to your boat. We're gonna have a friend there. Let's say the Bunny Man is here. The Bunny Man will be at our boat waiting for us. We want him standing like that. We're calling him Mr. Bunny. Whoops. Alright, he's just gonna sit there like that. And now, since we have to get here, you can do this in different ways depending on how the setup, but since you have to get on this tile to get to the boat, you can make this very easy and do this in a bunch of different ways. But the more advanced you want to get with it, like let's say player touch, we're just gonna add player touch event. You always want to label these. You don't want random events, so you know what they are when you're doing different things. Okay, and you can always jump to them very easily. So right when you step there, you're gonna let's see if we have any animal icon faces for a bunny, possibly. I don't think we do. So no bunny. He's just gonna be like Mr. Bunny. Hey, wait up a sec. Alright, and then right after that is said, that is a message event, obviously. Now we're going to go to a move route. If you want a move route, it's here. Now what does set move route do? This is an event where more or less this triggers movement of different events, usually. It can be used for a couple different things, but I'll explain that later. So first of all, we want our player to turn up after saying that. We don't want it to wait for completion because it'll happen pretty quickly. We want this to happen at the same time. If you do that, that means nothing but after it, like if this was wait for completion, nothing under it could happen until it was done. If it's not, then it'll continue on while that's playing. So that's for if you're trying to make simultaneous movement. Okay, and then Mr. Bunny, we are going to wait for his movement. Skip if cannot move, that is for if there was like if you told him to walk like so many spaces to the right but you miscalculated and like there's a rock here and you were trying to get him to go there but you told him to go this many instead of this many and he got there, he would skip that movement because he couldn't move and continue going upwards like you told him to afterwards because you had one too many. That's probably something you want to do if you're not for sure. Repeat action means you'll sit there and repeat it over and over. You don't want to do that usually on these kind of events. But okay, now we're going to go 1, 2. Move left and move down for Mr. Bunny. And after that, we're going to have our character talk. Hey, what's up, Mr. Bunny? And this is where we're going to get some kind of little event going here. Mr. Bunny has no face. We'll get one for him later. Mr. Bunny. Look. Oh gosh. Excuse me, I knew that was coming. Okay. Hey, I noticed you were about... you want to preview often for this reason, because sometimes it goes over. To take your... Oh, it's overlapping. You can get scripts to fix this, but I usually do it this way, unless necessary. But take your boat out and your crops. Wait, let's see. You're about to take your boat out to your farm, I presume. Yeah. It's probably the wrong word for that, but whatever. Mr. Bunny. And I was wondering if I might be able to get some carrots from you. Okay. So after this, then we're going to have the character go, carrots, huh? And then after that, we're going to have a show choice event. Okay, so for choice 1, we're going to have sure thing, Mr. Bunny, which is basically saying, hey, yeah, we'll give you carrots. And then choice 2, we're going to have him go, I really don't have many to spare. Now this, when you're doing show choices, disallow means, if you do this when cancel, that means all these events, none of these will cancel the action. Okay. So they're all kind of answering choices. Now if you did choice 1, that would mean this one, if you said that, it would immediately cancel out, okay? But if you did disallow, then it's not going to cancel. It's kind of like that means they're all kind of answers. This kind of just insinuates, hey, one of these is you saying no. So for this case, we're going to do choice 2. Okay? And now if you say yes to Mr. Bunny, oh, whoops, Mr. Bunny, gee, you really are a great guy. And after saying that, we're going to have Mr. Bunny hop away. Okay, Mr. Bunny. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to assume that that's off the screen from where you can't see him by that point. So then we're going to do Control switch. Okay. And Mr. Bunny leaves. Okay, upon that happening, Mr. Bunny will no longer be on the map. And to do this, pretty much, you just want to make a new event page, as I just did. Go to switch and set that same switch, and just leave it like that. The default page should be fine. But we did not finish our event. Now we need to do this, if you say no to Mr. Bunny. Mr. Bunny will be like, I understand, but hey, if you ever have any extra, I would be happy to take them. Alright, and that worked. And then we want the same thing to happen here. And now that that's happened, yeah, let's test out our event here. So, save changes, yes. That is loud. Alright, so, wow, I am finally home. Oh, that's the wrong face. Completely. Well, I better get started. We need to fix that. Actually, we won't do it right now though. Alright, so let's say we're going to use our boat. Alright. Nothing happens when we talk to Mr. Bunny because we didn't tell him to do anything. Hey, wait up a sec. Hey, what's up, Mr. Bunny? Notice you're about to take your boat out to your farm, I presume. I was wondering if I might be able to get some carrots from you. Carrots, huh? And either way, we're just gonna say, sure thing, Mr. Bunny. Gee, you really are a great guy. And he's gonna just hop away. Or not hop away, walk away. And we're gonna wait for that event to complete. We should probably make it a bit shorter since he doesn't actually have to walk that far. Oh wait, we're stuck in endless loop. I just realized one flaw I made with this. After we do that, we also want this event to end the same way. Mr. Bunny leaves. But let's really quick adjust that since we know how far he can actually walk away. So he's gonna move all the way up there, then move right, then move up, up. That's all we need him to do before he disappears. So let's copy that with Control C and Control V. And let's give that one more go. Actually, let's fix the other bugs really quick. Let's make this the right character along with this. Okay. Yep, now we're working here. This game's kind of not going too much places or too many places yet, but it will get somewhere eventually. Let's go get on our boat. Okay, wait up a sec. Let's say no this time. Yep, I understand, but if you have any extra, I'd be happy to take them. And he's gonna walk away. Off screen, and he's gone. Mr. Bunny left. Let's go use our chest here. 25 gold are found. We need to fix that. And yeah, the event is gone. Yep. Alright, so that's working out. So yeah. I know that wasn't too advanced, but I'm going to try to cut the video off here. It's at the 25-minute mark, almost. 24, actually, but yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial session where we went over importing, exporting resources, and a bit more of an advanced eventing thing that wasn't really too advanced. But thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, like I said, I'm going off the top of my head with this, so if my tutorials are kind of strange on the way I do them, sorry, but I'm trying to just go off the top of my head for what I should do. If you guys have any requests or anything, I could make a specific video on it or something. Just leave a comment, send me a message, whatever. You can also find me on some other RPG Maker websites, usually known as Sinkay or Sinkay 101. So check me out. And yeah. As for now, I'm going to cut the video off here. It is a 25-minute now. And thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you have anything to ask, say, or whatever. Give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out, and I appreciate it. And as always, subscribe to SGN to keep up with what's going on here and these RPG Maker tutorials, as I'm going to start making more of them. And in the next video, let's say we're going to get into some... Actually, next video, we're just going to go over all the event processing. I probably should have done that this video, but we will do that next video. So if you're watching this now, I'll probably put something up ahead. So I'm just babbling on now. So anyway, next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. And I'll see you next time.